Hey everybody, it's Corrine, and I'm getting ready to head out on an adventure. We are going to go see the Vekol Ranch because I'm getting tired of everybody talking trash about this ranch. Ugh. If you get on the old YouTube, I'm putting my shoes on. If you get on YouTube and Google, search for Vekol, Vekol Ranch, you are going to see a lot of terrifying things. Cartels, dead bodies, drugs and human trafficking, all sorts of stuff. What you're not going to find is looking at the ranch for what it is. It's an old abandoned ranch. So a lot of that stuff you're going to see is about 10 years old. And I don't doubt that it happened. I mean, it's news stories and whatever. But there's more to it than that. I've been out here. I'm coming up. I'm actually going today. I go there, 2 or 3 times when I'm out here. I am a quarter of a mile from the entrance to the ranch. I'm as close as you can get and camp. I do this every year. And I'm out here for my 2-week BLM limit. I have never, ever had a problem. Maybe I'm naive. I don't know. But I've never had a problem. And I just want to take you guys over to the ranch and show you the cool stuff the ranch has. It's only a small part of the ranch. We're going to go look at the ranch house and where the homestead was. Then, if I don't lose light, I'll take you back to some of the other old stuff that was on the ranch. The other video that I did, there's a, maybe I'll throw a link in here, I don't know, was about going over to Papago Indian Chief Mine. And I found that the Big Horn Station was actually a part of this ranch before they named it Vekol Ranch. And that apparently John Wayne owned this thing when they bought it in '51 from the old owners that called it Big Horn, and then it was changed somewhere in the '50s to Vekol Ranch, and it's 600, thank you dog's kicking the table. It was 600,000 acres out here. I love it out here. That's just all I got to say about it. I love it out here. There's so much stuff to find. All right, enough rambling. I'm going to finish putting my shoes on, and I'm going to take you over to the ranch. I might even take the 360 camera instead of recording on this. I don't know. We'll see. All right. Bye. This is a very controversial area, and I have one request. Let's keep the controversy out of the comments, please, and just focus on the ranch itself. So with that, if you have anything that you want to add to this video, a history of the ranch, history of the area, please feel free. Start something in the comments. So the first thing you come to is this building right here. And, well, I've been inside of it, and I'm going to give you a tour while I talk about this. It's got polka dots. You'll see this all over the internet with kind of some artsy-fartsy pictures. It's empty. There's nothing in there of any kind of note, and except some trash. I don't know what this used to be, but real close to it is like an old well right on the other side over there. So an old well house, maybe a ranch hand, who knows, but it's kind of cool. And over here we have a quick look at the right-hand side of the driveway. There's just some trash laying around over here, this old blind. Off in the distance, you can see a trailer that's all trashed out. Not a whole lot to see on that side. And as we drive on further into the ranch property, you can see there's some barns over here on the right. We're going to go and explore those before we explore the ranch house, which is over on the left-hand side. If you happen to see a little phantom shape to the left-hand side of the screen, my apologies. That is the microphone that was attached to the 360 camera that did not pick up any audio, but I can't get it out of the frame, so you'll see it popping up from time to time. Sorry about that. As I always do, I did a little research after the fact to try to figure out more about this place. This ranch was still being leased until 2008, when this area became the Sonoran Desert Monument. That was in 2001, and the lease on the land expired in 2008. So there were actually people out here working this land until then. When you drive around on these old back roads, you'll see big rolls of old fencing laying next to the BLM roads. And it turns out that there is an association for the restoration of pronghorn antelope, and they are the ones that back in 2019 they came out and took down miles and miles of this fence so that the range was opened back up for these endangered desert pronghorns, which is totally cool. And also, if you do a super deep dive into the Google world, you'll find some pictures of this place from around 2010, 2008 era that show this place in a much better condition than it's in right now. So I'll put a link below and you can do some more research on this area if you are so inclined. Now this building that's coming up ahead of us, the little one on the right, is the old generator house, and apparently there was a diesel generator that provided electricity for the homestead here. The generator is long gone, but the old fuse box and things are still in here. Now we'll take a look at the second log or railroad tie structure on the property. I can only imagine that these were living quarters because they have kind of front porch overhangs and windows and doors, and they don't seem like they were built to be barns or other outbuildings like that. So I'm assuming that these were ranch hand quarters. If any of you know exactly what these buildings were used for, by all means, let us know in the comments.
We're going to go back here to one final building before we look at the main house. This is an old mobile home. We're not going to go inside because it's too torn up, but I will stick the camera in the windows so you can take a look around. If you look on the maps, you'll be able to see some old corrals that are south of this location and a road that continues on to them. We were actually on that road, but right where I had to turn around, there is no way to pass through there. It's all washed out now. Now we're going to drive on over to the ranch house, and I left the camera running because I wanted to give you guys an idea of the space that's between all of these buildings. And we've arrived. This is the ranch house. At one point, this was completely full of trash. This year, it's pretty clean. Unfortunately, like the other buildings on the ranch, it is completely full of bees. So we're going to take a look around. I'm going to point out a couple of interesting things, but we're not going to linger around inside of the building for longer than necessary. Around the front side of the house is this little courtyard, and it has a grill that, if you look closely at the stones, are covered with copper oxide, which I think is really cool since there's so many copper mines around this area. Okay, friends, that's it for this adventure. Click one of these links up here to choose your next adventure, and I'll meet you over there and show you what I found.